What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host, once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Hey, it's Thursday. It's, you know what? It's Lions Talk Live Morning Show. We've got a little bit of a topic to talk about during the main topic of the day. Hey, we all get it. We live in a world where people can put up whatever they want on social media, and yes, sometimes you got to live with the ramifications that. We'll dive into that. I do want to be clear off the bat. This is not Jameson Williams talking about Terry and Arnold. This is his brother Jaden, and we'll dive into whether or not this is something, nothing, or maybe something in between. We'll get into that momentarily during the main topic of the day. We will get into 5 headlines now. Hey, how about Jared Goff, man? Is this guy on fire or what? He is setting record after record after record. We'll get into that during the 5 headlines now. Real quick, though, before we get into either of those, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're making that march for 14,700 subs. We're 82 subs away from that, so if you can help out with that would be very good of you, and I would be thankful. Also, if you have a half second of time, hit the thumbs up button, the like button, hit all the buttons. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. We just want to go into this real quick. It is part of how we now live with social media. And yes, with J-Mo's brother, he put up a post during Monday Night Football. I guess you could say he didn't say some kind things about Terry and Arnold and how he was performing in the first half. You can have your opinion. Everybody's got an opinion on it. I can only tell you my opinion. I think Terry and Arnold is improving. I think he is a starting NFL-level cornerback. It doesn't mean he's perfect, but while he maybe wasn't great in the first half, I would point out in the second half, Lamar Jackson had nowhere to throw. You watch the game tape, you watch the film, he's looking for someone to throw it to. That's why you get so many sacks in the second half, and TA was a part of that coverage. The post has been fully removed, from my understanding, from social media, but the ramifications of it probably are still going to linger and to some degree cause a little friction between some Lions players. Again, we'll get into this more in-depthly during the main topic of the day. One last thing before we get anywhere. If you are looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, let alone the continental United States, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text. You see the number on your screen, 269-998-2384. Been a realtor for over 30 years, so if you want somebody who's going to work for you, watch your back. Make sure you don't get jobbed, overcharged, whatever it is. Go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text. We'll have a quick conversation. All right, let's get this show rocking, rolling, and going and kicking off with 5 headlines now. All right, 5 glorious headlines coming our way. Lions announced Jared Goff achievement on Wednesday. A to Z Sports, story by Chris Phelps. Chris Phelps ain't wrong. Jared Goff, if you didn't know it, if you weren't paying attention, if you're just watching the scoreboard, you might not be aware just how aware of an air he's been in right now. Jared Goff is on a pace that not many quarterbacks have ever done before. So let's just throw some graphics up at you. We got a bunch of Jared Goff graphics today. Jared Goff should be treated like a top 5 quarterback. And I think anybody who's a Lions fan or maybe just a passive NFL fan probably gets this. Since 2021, do you see Joe Burrow, how many yards he's thrown for? Jared Goff, well, guess what? He's thrown for more. Lamar Jackson, 107 passing touchdowns. JG himself, 122 passing touchdowns. Patty Mahomes, hey, look at that passer rating. Not too bad at 97.1. Well, did you know Jared Goff was even better at 101.1? When you look at this and say, yo, Duke Crew, yo, Coach Dan, this is actually pretty good stuff. Wow, I didn't realize that. I'm going to say this, but wait, there's more. All right, let's dive into it. This comes from our friends over the Detroit Lions PR department. The only quarterbacks in NFL history to throw for 7+ touchdowns, complete at least 77% of their passes, and accumulate a 120+ passer rating through the first 3 games of any season. That's right. If you said Jared Goff was the only person or the number one person on this list, then you are right. He is the top of the list. You see Drew Brees is on there along with Alex Smith and Tommy Brady, some guy you may have heard of. What we can say with all these different graphics, all the different things that are starting to pop up about Jared Goff in recent years, could have made this the main topic of the day, but instead we got to it in the 5 headlines now. Jared Goff, we've mentioned it basically since halfway through last year and then the start of this year. What he's matured into, evolved into as a quarterback, it's just hard to replicate. It's hard to put in words the fact that he's more or less a coach on the field. You can't be a defensive coordinator and really come up with something that you're going to get him with. He's been in the NFL too long now. His accuracy is just off the charts good nowadays. He handles pressure. You see the faith that MCDC and whoever is the offensive coordinator for us during his time in Detroit, that they have utter confidence in him. And you go back to when Aaron Rodgers had his last game at Lambeau Field. Who did they ask to go win the game on another 4th down? They told Jared Goff, hey, we're going to let you throw the ball. You go win the game. Monday Night Football this year with against the Ravens. What happened on 4th and 2? They didn't run it. They said, hey, Goff, you throw the perfect dime. And you heard the Mannings talk about this amongst other quarterbacks. What he did in pressure there and where he placed it, how he placed it. You just can't teach that stuff. At some point, you either got it or you don't. What we can all probably say as Lions fans, Jared Goff is our quarterback, and he is elite. All right, let's move on to the next one. It's another Goff-filled headlines. Jared Goff Lions made sure to keep receipts from Detroit's critics after Week 1. Sports Illustrated came at this story with Eva Gledman. So, hey, you guys get it. Week 1 of the NFL season didn't go well for the Detroit Lions. I think you're probably over talking about it. I know most of us, hey, we're just glad that didn't end up being the season in a nutshell there. Jared Goff, the Lions, they believed in what they were doing, even though many in the media took shots at it. Hey, you can't win without this guy, that guy. It's all downhill from there. Jared Goff, if you don't have Ben Johnson, if you don't have McVay, you're just not a good quarterback. And now, well, we're 3 weeks into the NFL season, and Jared Goff, you already saw in the prior headline, he's doing stuff at a historic pace. Jared Goff, as subtle as he may be with some of his words, did let critics know, did let the media know, hey, in talking on 97.1 The Ticket, even called some of their staff out saying, remember just a couple weeks ago when you guys said we're done, and worth nothing, that I'm just that kind of quarterback, and I'm paraphrasing here. These aren't direct quotes of Jared Goff, but he was not afraid to unleash the fury upon them and point out to everybody, not only am I a decent quarterback without those offensive coordinators, this team, it might just be pretty dang good. We can all have our opinions as fans, and you guys know it. If you watch this show for a while, you read through the comment section, Lions lose a game, people lose their stuff. I mean, they're pulling their hair out of their head. Last year when we lost to Tampa Bay, and, we were 1-1 after the first 2 games, there were so many people, I remember watching this, putting on this show, just up in arms about it. And then when we lost Week 1 this year, same thing happened. But now that we're 3 games in, how do you feel about JG? Do you think he's right to kind of maybe take a few little shots at the media? And, hey, let's be fair, some of the people in social media, some of the fan base, we can all have our opinions on it. Here's what we can say. Jared Goff feels pretty dang confident as a quarterback right now, and he's very confident in this Detroit Lions team. Have the Detroit Lions finally built a Super Bowl champion? ? Athlon Sports. Story by Luke Easterling. So it's a fair question. You go from prior to the Baltimore Ravens game, I think there were a lot of people across the fan base, across national media, across YouTube media, that, hey, what the Lions did the Chicago Bears, the Bears are just that bad. But you go on the road and beat up Baltimore, people do start looking at you different. This story by Sports Illustrated, I think Athlon Sports is spot on with it. I think they're doing a great job with the story, analyzing the Detroit Lions, the fact that there really doesn't appear to be a massive hole on the team. You look at the quarterback play, you look at the offensive line, you look at the running backs, you look at the receivers, and I'll throw tight ends in there. I think we can all agree the Lions have an elite offense. Now you look at the defense. The one question mark that probably most people had about the Detroit Lions would be, the defensive end opposite Aiden Hutchinson. But what we just did to Lamar Jackson brings a lot of people to a moment of pause and say, maybe the Lions defense is pretty dang good. Hutchinson's good. He's going to get his flowers. People are going to talk about him. When the lean gets back, that defensive line gets even better. The cornerback room, I know we just talked or will talk about Terry Arnold during the main top of the day, but I actually think he's playing pretty decent. Not perfect, but for a second-year corner, I think he's playing pretty decent. The safety room's off the charts good. This is a great story if you get time today to read Athlon Sports breakdown, but I think the nutshell answer is Lions go out and win this week. They win the following week. You got a couple more games before the bye. I think a lot of people are going to have the Lions circled as perhaps the best team in the NFC, or at the very least top 3 in the NFC, which makes you a Super Bowl contender. When I talked about this team and I analyzed it, I can only tell you it's my opinion. Doesn't have to be your opinion. I think this team is better than last year's team. I just think the depth is off the chart. I think, the way they've drafted, developed, grown, matured players, and then got everybody back from last year who was beat up and injured. This team, it's scary good. As long as the Lions don't run into another situation like they did last year, I think they will be in the Super Bowl this year. All right, Cleveland Browns and Detroit Lions predictions, odds, and expert picks, quarterback insurance updates, injury update, betting trend stats, NBC Sports story by Roland Bettstaff. So let's just bring this up there. Let me get that out of there. Game odds for the Browns Lions. Well, some of you guys are in this stuff, so I just want to put it up there. I'll give you a moment to look at all of that. While, you can all probably agree the Vegas has put the Lions kind of in a pace to really have a favorable Sunday. They've got us winning by, the line is now 10. So I do understand that part of sports betting, but that's about it, 10.5. So the Vegas thinks this isn't even really going to be much of a contest. Let's go on over to the next graphic we got here. Browns at Lions team stats. Lions have won 4 of the last 5 games against AFC teams. The Browns failed to cover 7 times on the road last year. The under is 4-1, whatever that means, on the last 5 games. Browns injuries, right tackle, Jack Conklin. You guys know he was a free agent signing for them a bit ago. Listed as questionable. Same with their defensive tackle, Mike Hall Jr. and Shelby Harris. Browns, you guys get it. If you watched anything about them in the first part of the season, that defense is legitimate. It may be one of the best in the league, maybe one of the best we'll see all year. And that's no disrespect to some of the other defenses out there. I think, they've got a ton of talent there. Unfortunately for them, they have an offense and a special teams that doesn't match it. Lions injuries, no surprise here. Miles Frazier, he's going to be out for still a while. Sion Vaki listed as questionable for Sunday's game. Marcus Davenport chest injury was placed on the IR Monday, declared out for this game. For those who didn't know too, Alaquin Muhammad is missed yesterday. Same with Taylor Decker. I was talking to the Sarge yesterday about it. My guess is they're pulling a Frank Ragnow with Taylor Decker. He's probably not practicing too much, or at least very lightly throughout the entire season. That's partly because of his shoulder, partly because of his age, partly because his body's been through it so much during the years that I think they're just trying to say, hey, you just play on Sundays. You don't really need all the reps in practice. We just want to keep you fresh, healthy, keep this offensive line going. We'll go back to week 1. I know we always talk about week 1, but look at how much that line has gone from then to now. It's quite a change to the point where you're even seeing some people mention that, Ratledge could end up being a Pro Bowler this year. Same with Mahogany. You go back, you watch the game tapes on them. Plus, whether you're into Pro Football Focus, I'll leave that to you guys. Pro Football Focus, I thought, did a pretty decent, actually, breakdown of both of those gentlemen. And I think they're right. I think both of them are showing big, huge upturn already, upside improvement, however you want to term it. And I think that's only going to continue throughout the rest of the year. The Lions' offensive line, while we all get Decker is getting up there in age, same with Graskal. You look at Penei Sewell in the I guess you could say the twin towers we have in the middle with the guards. Those guys are young, they're fresh, they're powerful, they're mobile. Lions offensive line is going to be pretty good for a long time. All right, let's get out of here and go over to the main top of the day. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but, because of the world we live in and the age of the people involved, I figured we'll dive into it a little bit and get into the main topic of the day. All right, for some of us watching this show, somebody talks bad about you on social media. Did it even see it? Does it even resonate with you? But if you're, I coach, I've coached every age out there right now. Currently, as you guys know, I'm not coaching professionally. I'm scouting professionally. But even then, you're talking about 20 and 30-year-old people, maybe in a very rare situation, somebody who's almost 40. I also coach high school basketball currently. And let me tell you, social media is a big deal for people of those ages. You talk poorly about the way somebody's dressed, their hair care products, whatever, it has an effect. For those who didn't know, I'll bring it up to you. Brother of Lions wide receiver criticizes Terrion Arnold in the deleted Instagram post. I don't even know if I have an Instagram, but that's besides the point. This came out, and Jaden just wrote basically saying, hey, number 6 is, I can't say some of the verbiage on here just because it is a family show, but he's not playing well, and this is getting ridiculous as stuff every week, brah. And, again, I'm not going to read it word for word because I don't want to put that stuff on the channel, but you guys get it. He took some shots at him, had a couple Instagram posts, then took it down. The problem is somebody always sees it. Somebody always sees it, always tells somebody, and now everybody's aware of it. I know a number of you in this show, in the fan base, do not like Terrion Arnold. They say he's a bum. He needs to be cut from the team. Why do we ever draft him? That's your opinion. Nothing wrong with it. I actually like the guy, and I think he is performing well and developing as a young corner. That being said, I also know he gets picked on a little bit. And you know what? Well, that's what quarterbacks, that's what offensive coordinators do. They try to find the weakest link, and they go after it. The fact that they haven't gone after other people as much probably tells you they think he is the weakest link. With that also being said, the second half, like we talked about, I thought he did a pretty good job Monday night. Either way, if I'm Terrion Arnold, I'm his age, I also understand this is not my teammate, Jameson Williams, coming after me. It is his family member. That also being said, I'm probably having a conversation, as I'm sure MCDC, the coaching staff, does. But what do? You can only police so much. You can't police family members or everybody in social media or everybody in national media that has an opinion about you don't like. Arnold's been under the gun basically since the moment he's got here. You are playing one of the most challenging spots in the NFL to come in as a younger player and develop and do. Again, where to go with this, I don't know. But as a coach, here's what I would say. You want to put the kibosh on this, get it done out of the way as quick as possible so you can move on from it, and then pray that Jaden Williams kind of starts zipping his lip. Let's not forget, he kind of got his own brother into trouble, I think it was, last year with the pull, when they got pulled over, the charges and stuff like that. So he's not really doing J Powell any real favors with this stuff. Can it affect the locker room? My opinion, yes, it can. If it sticks around. If you get by it, you put it on, it doesn't reappear, give it a couple weeks, it'll probably, like most things in life, it'll be forgotten about. But if Jaden keeps doing this stuff, you know what? It keeps coming up, and then in a moment where maybe something doesn't go right in the game, it just kind of unleashes itself, becomes rocket fuel, and now a beef ensues. I hope that's not the case with Lions. Obviously, we all want the Lions to go forward in a singular direction, pedal the bike, however you want to point it out, and not be a divided team. But stupid stuff like this does sometimes get after players, especially emotionally in heated moments, and things come out when we're all younger that we don't really mean, but it happens. I don't know. We'll pay attention to it. Hopefully, it's a one-time thing, and it's a donezo thing. That would be best for all. But you know what? You've opened a door with this, and now you got to find a way to close that door. Maybe take some hammer and nails and close it shut. All right, Dude Crew, let's get to see what you guys have to say about Jared Goff, Jaden Williams, and everybody else in between. Hopefully it's not the start of anything, but you do want to pay attention to it. You don't want to blow it off and say it's nothing. I can only tell you how I would handle it as a coach, and I would sit down. I would say, hey, you need to talk to your brother. This can't happen again. But what do you do as a coach? I have no, authority over his brother, and you're probably not taking it out on Jameson Williams because really he's not responsible. He's just, related to the knucklehead and put it out there. It's a difficult slope, but you do need to address it, get it out of the way, and hopefully everybody just moves forward with it. All right, let's get to the Duke Crew, see what you guys have to say on this glorious day tomorrow. Hey, we will break down the Browns versus Lions. I think we all agree the Lions have a real opportunity to get this one at home, maybe have a good outcome. I mean, the fact that it's a 10.5 point favor, Lions are favored by 10.5 points. I mean, that's just a massive. I can't remember the last time, unless you go back to the winless Detroit Lions, that I can remember seeing spreads like that, but maybe it happens more common than I'm aware of. All right, Michael, greetings, salutations, coach and Duke Crew, exclamation point, one pride, woo, back at you. Robert, greetings and salutations, always good to see you both. Kerry, morning, everyone, and to you, Lions Talk Live fan, good morning, Deweys. Hookadoo, good morning, Duke Crew, and the people of Grit. Calm down, guys, we are on the same team, exclamation point, go Lions. 100% there, and that includes your family members. Don't allow division to happen. I won't point out specifics, but I've coached long enough where I can say that this stuff's happened before. I've seen how it divides families in the stands or in the bleachers, however you want to point it out, or in the stadium, and it can get ugly. And then you're aware as a player on the field or coach what's happening up there, and it can become a distraction at times if it isn't put to rest. Kurt Steele, Waymo did not take a shot at TA. It was his little brother. Yes, his brother. Yeah, there you go. Jason, top of the morning, Duke Crew, exclamation point, back at you. There's a man of steel in the house. Hey, he's flying around, isn't he? Kerry, nothing is going to divide this team. Dan wouldn't have any part of letting that go on. Let's hope not, my friend. Let's see. Johnny L., good morning, folks. Back at you. Robert, thank you, Jason. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. Drama, Chameleon. Ooh, I see what you did there. Woo, I'll take that. Dave, Kurt Steele, it did say that in the thumbnail. Jaden Williams took a big shot at Arnold. Yes, it did. Let's see. Henry Moore, good morning, Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. Don't forget to hit that like button, exclamation point. What a team. What podcast. What a time. Be a Lions fan. Woo! And thank you, Henry. David, J-Mo needs to distance himself from Jaden. Maybe. In your opinion, Jaden is the cause of many of Jameson's issues. It is possible. I mean, hey, man, I get it. Family sticks up for family, all that kind of stuff. Nobody's got your back like family, at least I would think. But at the same point, I'm glad he deleted it. But the problem is somebody always sees it. It's sort of like Pat Mahomes' brother. I don't know all of his story. I don't pay attention that much. But I also am aware that he's made life more interesting for Patrick Mahomes at times. I'd say Hookadoo, Johnny L., may your day be full of grit. 1,000%. Henry Moore, good morning, Johnny L. Johnny L., you too, my grit brother Hookadoo. Henry Moore, good morning. Kurt Steele, Trey. Let's go to everybody. Question mark. Jaden trying to start things that don't need to be started. I agree with that 100%. Shake my head. I'd put him in the deep end of the pool. Well, that could be effective. Hookadoo, wasn't it Jaden that was the one with J-Mo in the car with the gun issue? I believe you are correct with that. Don't hold me to it. I don't have it in the notes in front of me, but I believe you're right. Kurt Steele, Jason Berry, good morning. Waymo and TA are tight. The post was not on J-Mo's account. Correct to that. It was on his own account. Big Reds something palm. I'm sure Waymo told him to knock it off. Let's hope so. Johnny L., good morning, Henry. Henry Moore, good morning. Jason Berry. Kurt Steele, good morning, Jason. And Henry, good morning. Good morning, Hookadoo. We got a lot of mornings being welcomed here. Kerry, Jaden is Jaden. J-Mo is J-Mo. Jaden isn't a lion. That is correct. Any more? Good morning, Lions Talk Live fam. And how are you? Johnny L. Hey, guys, filled me in on what happened. And now you know. Well, at least I would assume if you've been watching since 6:41 a.m., you caught everything I had to say. Taylor agreed. Jaden isn't a lion. This is correct. Kurt Steele, Jaden Williams' opinion doesn't matter in the big scheme of things. Let's hope it doesn't matriculate. John, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. MCDC will handle this, I'm sure. J-Mo needs to put his brother in check. I agree with that. You need to have a firm talk with him and say, hey, no more of this stuff. Robert, I have listened to you, Dan, for 1,097 shows, Dan and crew. Well, thank you for all you do there, Robert. Let's see, okay, good morning, and back at you, Henry. Attila, Johnny L., it's a nothing burger. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Kerry, J-Mo brother took a shot at Arnold. Correct with that, Kerry. Drake, no. Don't need this stupid stuff like this. It's small cracks that lead to big ribs. J-Mo needs to put his bro in check. I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. Don't let it become a big issue. And hopefully it doesn't. Xavier, good morning, Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. Hope you guys are blessed. Exclamation point, go Lions. Woo! What happened? And now you know. Kurt Steele, IG story is much to do about nothing. IG? I don't know. Oh, Instagram, maybe. I don't know. Anymore. I don't do Instagram, so I have no clue what was said. And, well, now you do. Until Drake, I'm 100% sure that's already happened. Bo, guys, do you have brothers? Question mark. After puberty, you don't put one in check. All right. Johnny L. Sounds like child's play. Could be. Kurt, TA gave 55 yards and 5 receptions on money in man coverage. He played much better in the second half. Yeah, agreed 100% with that. And I get, man, just popping around different live streams or whatever while I was out watching the game with friends. You can see everybody attacking Terry and Arnold. And I can only tell you what I think. I thought he played well overall, but doesn't mean he don't give up stuff. Jess, greetings, salutations. This is the third time J-Mo's brother has started some issues for him. Time to say goodbye. Might be accurate. Xavier, that is not good. Exclamation point. I concur. France, Attila the Hun. I doubt TA thinks it's a nothing burger. Laughing out loud. Yep. And that's the other part of it. I know I mentioned earlier, but people can say, yeah, not a big deal. But they remember it here, especially when you're talking about people of certain ages where Instagram or other, social media things, it is a big deal for them. Johnny L., what started all this? That I don't know. Well, I guess, maybe, him giving up a couple receptions the first half Monday night. Dylan France, you are right. He thinks it is less than that. He knows how Jaden is, so he understands the source. Media making more out of this than probably TA. We'll find out. Susan Scott, I would disagree with Dylan. We are talking about young 20-something men and people that value what's said about them on social media. I would agree with that. Like, I didn't pay much attention to it until, I don't know, probably like 8 years ago or something like that. When, working with some people overseas, you can just see because their age or whatever, just they grew up with social media. It was a massive deal to them. And then the high school kids I coach now, you can definitely tell. If there's a water break or something, they're on their phones and they're all over social media because they want to know if somebody's saying something or what's being said. And because of that, it gets into the head pretty dang quick and deep. Tell them Dan and the coaches will handle this. We, the fans, care more than anything involved. I would say I would probably disagree with that somewhat, Attila. Just again, having worked with people of these ages, the online life is just as important as the real world, I guess. Susan, there's a reason depression is so high with teens and 20-somethings. That's large part due to social media impact. That I would agree with them. Well said there. Attila, it's a good thing we have MCDC to handle this. Maybe John from SI will ask about it in the presser day. Yeah, might be. Johnny, I wouldn't worry too much about this. Fair enough. Henry Moore, absolutely. Susan Scott, P.S. Good morning. And back at you both. Just TA won't just forget about it. Media and now teammates, family going after him. Yeah, don't fly. Fair enough. Xavier, we do not need problems with the team. That's where I'm at with it. What happens with the game? Exclamation point. Have respect with each other. You would think so. Trim Reaper, good morning, Coach Dan and the Mighty Deer crew. Exclamation point. Woo! Back at you, Trim. Henry, good morning, Attila. The coaches are better at this than any of us. Johnny L., how did this get started? Jaden put it up during the Monday Night Football game. Red Steel, I forgot to say, what up, though, Duke Crew? What's up, man? And Steel, how you doing today, Professor? School's in session. Silver Server, who's Jaden Williams? Jameson's brother. Attila, agreed, Henry. Silver Server, and a good morning to all. Big Eddie, I'm in my 20s still. Yep, people talking about you on Insta is a thing, and yes, it does get under your skin. TA will be upset. We'll go with that. Carrie, Jaden can say whatever he wants as a fan. That's all he is. I give J-Mo credit for running long routes the whole game. I'll take that. I don't know, Johnny L. Just heard about this from the thumbnail, and now you know, I guess. Central Scrutinizer, greetings, salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. Let's go, Lions. One pride and be strong, 100%. Johnny L., good morning. Silver, Xavier, Attila, you are right about media. Yeah, media can get after you for sure. Heard Steel Netflix was a healthy scratch on money. Yeah, I was a little surprised by that, but I don't know if maybe there was something more in play. Hookadoo, top of the morning, Silver Server, and Grit wins. Grit always wins, doesn't it? It's, JK, don't worry about what happens in social media anymore, even though it's real or not. Correct with that. Johnny L., yeah, the media is always starting something out of nothing. It's starting. Yeah, I knew where you were going with that, man. 5 fingers ready. I would assume to many of us watching Lions Talk Live, media posts don't bother us, but that isn't the case with people in their teens, 20s, or maybe even 30s. Yeah, I would agree. Just because they grew up with it, it is a part of something that they believe in. I mean, I don't know how to word it, but you guys get what I'm saying. Mary Smith, good morning, Duke Crew, back at you. Anymore, I say leadership comes from knowing your people, knowing their environment and involvement. I'll take that, Henry. Johnny L., don't worry, we got this. I like the way you're thinking. Henry Moore, good morning, Mary Smith. JK, grew out of it 4 years ago. It happens, man. Let's see, Sir. Carrie, thank you, Carrie. Carrie, yeah, thank you, Carrie. So it is J-Mo's brother. Correct with that. All right. The kids don't have time to fill their minds because they are constantly emptying them in this social silence is gold. There, I'll take that. Probably something, yeah, that maybe they'll hopefully find in time. We're going to Queen Mary, the mother of grit. Good morning, Henry. Henry Moore. Good morning. Dory, J-Mo shouldn't have to deal with this. His big brother is doing, his little brother is doing. But yes, he does. He does have to deal with it. James, good morning. Dan and Drew Crew, back at you. Silver Server, Hookadoo, Mary Smith, good morning to you. Johnny L., good morning, Mary Smith. Central Scrutinizer, TA isn't playing well. We all have eyes to see that. I wonder if he's still nursing that groin. Yeah, it could be that he's still dealing with that. Or maybe he needs to get benched to wake him up. We have to wait and see what happens to him from here. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, I like how he played in the second half. And I get others do not. JK, Hail of Mary, full of grace. See what you did there? 70, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. In law enforcement, I didn't even think about that. In law enforcement, we do have to address many topics that cause friction with families over media posts. It's part of the world we now live in. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. If you open up Facebook or anything, you probably do see stuff regarding that. But good morning to you. James, we have many Lions players really banked up this week. We do. We're getting to that point in the year. Yeah, so, people are going to start getting bruised up a little bit. Mary Hookadoo, Silver Server, Carrie, good morning. And Johnny L., Professor, greeting my Grit brothers. And back at you. Jessica, good morning. Duke Crew, exclamation point. Same to you. Johnny L., unfortunately, you are right. At Stephanie. JK, as a former reverend, I agree on prayer. Or reverend. There you go. I agree on prayer. Tilla, Amik, ASBR, Scotty M, and Shep will handle this in the locker room. Probably. Now they just have to keep it there. Hookadoo, Stephanie Wilder, good morning. Hey, Steph, when is your fight? We'll find out. Coach Rock, good morning. Duke Crew, go Lions. Good morning, go Lions. Hey, how about that with an exclamation point? James, hopefully Hutchinson plays this Sunday as well as Aliquin Muhammad. Yeah, I have no doubt they'll both play. I think they're just giving them a rest day to get ready since they are in a short week, by 1 day. Johnny, this is fun. You got to love fun. Jedi Sith Brown starting left tackle out for the year now. I did hear something about that from the Sarge yesterday, although I haven't looked into it yet. Quentin Jefferson, maybe. Johnny L., they need to stop and force on the next game. Yeah, focus on the next game indeed. Mary, I seen that post, so whoever seen it made him remove it, and I believer that you be careful of what you put on social media, it will come back to bite you in the butt. Yeah, no doubt about that. When you put it out there, it's out there for the world to see, and the internet does not ever forget. Central Scrutinizer, hit that like button. Thank you for that. JK Usher, these are my confessions. There you go. Charles, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Puff, tough, and be tough indeed. JK, yes, conk, exclamation point. Coach Rock, good grit morning. Mary Hookadoo, Johnny L, and Miles Margaret. The grit is overflowing this morning. Woo, I'll take that. Coach Rock, I know you deal with younger people that probably deal with social media. Do you see it affecting them? I mean, I guess let me know your thoughts. Or any of you guys that have to deal with it. Detroit D, let's not overlook the Cleveland Browns. Let's flipping go. Lions fans, good morning. Duke Crew, back at you. And yes, do not overlook the Browns. Don't repeat what the Green Bay Packers just did. Johnny O, smashing that button is the very first thing that I do. Thank you for that. James, hopefully when the injury report comes out, it doesn't show anything serious. I would hope not. Detroit Matt, good morning. Duke Crew, just want to pray for no injuries this week. It's also a week closer to getting a lean back. Woo! You are not wrong there. Big D, why don't people just mind their own business? That includes J-Mo's little brother. Probably just age, maturity, stuff like that. Maturity isn't an age, it's a destination, said Scott Mitchell. Johnny L, yo, Rocky. There you go. Yo, Rock, what's up? The Authentic Dre podcast. What up, though? What's up? How you doing today? Trevor, let's go Lions. Oh, yeah, I'm down with that. Don Bird, Terran Arnold is a podcaster. Shake my head. Is he? All right. I didn't know that. Big D, they aren't going to let the stupid kids' words affect our locker room. Let's hope not, my friend. JK, TA, too immature, was about to say amateur. All right. Let's see. James, Terran Arnold would be all right. We need to be patient with him. Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. I think he's already better than he was last year, But, I get everybody, as soon as you draft a player, you expect them to be all pro. That just isn't the case more often than not. Most people do take a couple years to come around, but I think he looks noticeably better this year than last year. The other part is I trust the coaches. Coaches thinks he's one of the top 2 or 3 corners. They're putting him out there. That probably tells me all I need to know. Later, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew! Exclamation point, back at you. Serve. Lions finally figured out Amik at this stage is better than TA, who evidently has not progressed as fast as they had hoped. They probably want to push him a bit, but also realize AR less of a liability. Fair enough, I guess. Jerome, just imagine if our defense can work and their concentration, how many more opportunities they could give ourselves and take away from the other team in turnover ratio. Yeah, I hope we get a lot of turnovers, to your point, this Sunday. Coach Rock, not really caring what Jaden Williams has to say, and sure his brother will address that with him. Let's hope so. JK, immature egg, exclamation point, might be true. Don, Big D, I think is fair assessment by J-Mo's brother Tyrion is playing in front of the world. People having an opinion is fair game. Yeah, people are going to have opinions for sure, especially if you're in front of the camera, people are going to pay attention to you like Tyrion or any professional athlete. How about them Tigers? Trim Reaper, practice. What are we talking about? Practice? Check him. Good morning, all. Back at you. Bane, Jared Goff. He's on fire, isn't he? Lionel, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew Worldwide. Exclamation point. As Emler Fudd once said, it's zebra season. It is indeed. Miles Mark, Jared Goff, Bay Area boy, done good. Greatest salutations all. Back at you. Good to see you this morning. JC, Gilly. Greatest salutations, Coach and Crew. Exclamation point. TA will be fine. Every player doesn't learn the same, nor do they mature at the same rate. Maybe he needs extra coaching outside of the DB coach. I think he just needs more and more experience. I don't have him in front of me, guys, so I can only tell you that my anticipation is he's ahead of the curve for most rookie cornerbacks, but maybe that's not the case. Xavier, Jared is the leader and is a great quarterback. Exclamation point. I concur. The Trim Reaver. Surely JG is the best Lions quarterback ever. I think he's in the conversation at this point. I don't know if he's the best, but he's in the conversation. Central Scrutinizer, Jared won't get his flowers from the masses until he lifts the Lombardi. Sad but true. Might be accurate. Hookadoo. Hey, Kurt Steele, have LL see these stats and let that sink in on Goff. Okay? Jacob, the only stat that counts concerning Goff is a Lombardi trophy. Let's hope we get it this year. James, Goff will get his gold jacket once his playing career ends. That might be true. Might be very, very true. JK, 2007, Brady almost went undefeated, but the Manning bros. Eli got him twice. Brian, good morning, Duke Crew. Woo! Let's go, Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Mary, whether TA is or isn't, you don't have the right to degrade anyone, no matter how you feel. Young men play their hearts out for us. Yeah, and that's the other part. I don't think he's out there just, not trying to perform. Sometimes, being a second-year cornerback, he's going up against DeAndre Hopkins or whoever else. You know what? Sometimes the rules all favor the offense. Sometimes you get beat. Jennifer, morning all. Back at you. Brian, Jared Goff, exclamation point. Steve, the Friends Row, stop making up news. All right. Who's making up news? No, I'm not even reporting this. I'm reporting the reports on it. So there you go, Steve. Let's see, Kurt Hookadoo, he would just troll his eyes. All right. Just roll his eyes indeed. JK, Eli, James, Amen, Mary, Amen. Silver. Bo Booth, they are trying to flip every stone now after Wheat, Lacey, and the safeties. They want to see what Jefferson's got. Yeah, 100% there. They have brought in a couple people yesterday. Could have maybe went on air with it. I just didn't think it was a big enough story. Motown Mitch, too much talk about Goff. The hooker slappies will be out, scream and threatening at any time now. They might be, but you know what? Hooker hasn't won the starting job with the Panthers either. Carolina, excuse me. Let's see, Big D. Brr, you're correct. I just hate the way people say whatever they want and people jump on it like flies on stuff. Annoying. Exclamation point. I am critical of TA myself, but I'm smart enough to know the NFL is tough for anyone. Yes, 100%, especially for cornerbacks or quarterbacks. The Trim Reaper, Shirley, exclamation point. Mary, James Allen, good morning. Bane, JG dropping bullseyes in practice with no room for error. There you are correct with that. Big D, especially a cornerback, correct with that. All the rules are not in their favor. Johnny L. Sonic and Knuckles. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. JK, Ghost in a Shell, TA. I'll take that. Let's see. Bo, Server, due diligence? Exclamation point. James, good morning, Mary. Steve, fake news, broski. All right. I guess I don't understand. Let's see. Rock, once again, TA is learning on the hardest position in the D. Just give him time. Don't run him out of town so he can develop anywhere. Give him a break unless you can do better. Yeah, that might be true. Trim Reaper, Daisy, if you do. I love that movie. Mary Smith, Rocky, say it again. Hasi Manley, good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke Crew. Thumbs up and back at you. Hopefully it's good afternoon for you. JK Goff is 10-year-old fine wine. In your opinion, might be true. Courtney, I'm old enough to remember Darius Slay. Took a few years to grow into an all-pro. Yeah, everybody wanted him gone. Called him a bust after his first 2 years. How'd that work for him? Henry, I love this team. I think we all do, with an exclamation point. Johnny L., the NFL is about to be the whipping post. Let's whip it around. Jacob, anything on the field is fair game. When you start talking about personal stuff, you look like a fool because you don't know these people. Correct with that. Big D, Slay is the perfect comparison, buddy. Yeah, him, Ray Crockett. Ray took a while, but he ended up being pretty decent. Even Terry Fair, everybody's going to say, man, the Lions should have taken Randy Moss instead of him. They didn't, but Terry Fair was not a bad cornerback either, and he was not great when he first got here. Miles Barr, I noticed that most media no longer say Goff can't throw long. Yes, he can throw long. Courtney, right on Rock, exclamation point, TA will be all pro soon, might be. JK, Mr. Madley, how's Ahmed, and good morning. We'll find out. Big D, morning, Mr. Hassani. Miss Maleficent Fisher, good morning. A, back at you. Hookadoo, Coach Rock, I totally agree with you, my grit brother. There you go. Just Johnny L, Thunder and Lightning, baby, 100% with the exclamation point. Good morning, Mr. Hassani. Trim Reaper, what up, though, Professor Steele? We'll find out. Mary Smith, Henry, I think we all do just hit a nerve with how now about them critics when they see stuff on social media and run with it. They do, man. Social media is part of it nowadays. Melissa and Fisher, good morning, everyone. Exclamation point. Happy Friday Eve. Ooh, Friday Eve. JK, Vegas wants us to think game gone be easy. I don't buy it. No, I don't think it will be easy at all. I think that defense is too legit for that. But hopefully we can get up on them and then pour it on. Silver Server Mary Smith, right, but these kids live on the social media a whole lot. To us is a marginal thing we could do without it necessarily. I am talking about the phone itself. Try to take the phone from a kid. Yeah, it's not easy, man. Most of you know my child does not live with me. She lives in a different state. When she does come here, I guess the nice thing about social media is, like, when she's here, she can still hang out with all of her friends from back home. They watch movies, they play games together and everything on media. The downside of the media is that if somebody does want beef with you, they can have it out there and they can post it out there, and it becomes a very impactful thing on people mentally, socially, because what lives on the internet does not die on the internet. It stays there forever. Big D, the Browns will be our biggest test mark in my words. We'll check it out. Black Jared Jones, Browns defense is good. Don't sleep. No, do not sleep on it. Hookadoo, Mr. Hassan, top of the morning. You are making Ahmed get better so we can get him back. Heck yeah, I'll take that. Trim Reaper, how do you draw a blank? We'll find out. Hassan Madley, good morning to all my friends watching Lions Talk Live. Thumbs up. Ahmed Hassani is getting better every week. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully he gets better real soon. Johnny L., I'm wondering how good we can run it. We'll find out. Yeah, they're going to be a tough test to run on. JK, every game should be taken seriously. Agreed. We don't have the luxury of overlooking anybody. Rock, whatever happened to praise in public, criticize in private? It doesn't happen anymore. Let's see, Mary, you are right about that, Silver Sir. Trim Reaper asking for a friend. Kurt Steele, yesterday was a walkthrough practice. It was, man. Walkthrough practice indeed. Let's see, JK, I say, Madley, thank you. Silver Sir still have to have complete faith in TA. Some players take a little longer to correct their bad tendencies and learn new ways. Yeah, and again, maybe somebody can look it up. How many cornerbacks drafted the same year as they are really outperforming him? Or is he better than the average? I don't know. We'll find out. Big D, they did another Saturday morning inspection on tape. Was a great watch. Yes. I mean, I can only tell you, watching with my eyes, I thought him and Mahogany played pretty dang well. Big D also did one on Williams also. Hey, good for that. Well, check it out. And I want to say, once I thought the offensive line played much better about later part of the first quarter when they clearly switched from like a zone blocking scheme to man blocking scheme. Then I thought the Ravens just did not have many answers for it. Coach Rock, Kurt, we got a walkthrough practice ourselves tonight for my team. Enjoy it. Miles Martin, that's good to hear. Hassan Madley, thanks for the update. There you go. Mary Smith, my thoughts on TA wasn't that bad, but what do I know? There you go. Carrie, Rock M, that's old school. Kurt, let's see, JK, hey, Kurt. Hookadoo, Silver Surfer, when I was a kid, cell phones and social media didn't even exist. Probably true with some of us here. Some of us, not all of us. Coach Rock, then I guess I'm old school. It happens. Silver Surfer, Browns defense best in the NFL in yards allowed and even points allowed, even though they got scored 40 by Baltimore. There you go. Joseph, is this the brother that drives around with a gun in the car? Correct. Coach Rock, when I was a kid, we had no TV or a phone. All right. JK, it's not JMO. Yes, correct. Yes, I put that in the thumbnail. Hookadoo, Coach Rock, what is your team? Question mark. Dan always calls you coach. Let's see, Jameson Williams needs to check his brother on trashing TA. Correct with that. I would agree with that fully with that. Silver Server, Hookadoo, who are you telling? Question mark. I often leave the apartment with no phone in my pocket. Exclamation. I need to talk to people, and if I'm on the bus, I want to look around, not on the phone. Big D, yes, he does. Miles Burger, can't please everyone's brother. No, you cannot. JK, it's norm to me to carry guns and stash guns in my vehicle. And it is at different places. I mean, especially if you coach up north, just using Michigan as a reference, there's a lot of schools, colleges, and universities included that you can check your guns into different places, like Lake Superior State. You can check your guns. I think there's even a shooting range underneath the basketball, volleyball courts, etc. Johnny L., I'm not my brother's keeper. No, you are not. Melissa Fisher, JMO's brother is not JMO's responsibility. Might not be, but it might be at the same time. Okay, Miles Mark, good morning, my brother in grit. Mary Smith, I'm too old. I grew up with aluminum foil on the TV antenna and watching Hee Haw. Hey, I remember always having to hit the rabbit ears, hit the TV. Silver Sir, Coach Rock, man, not even the TV, question mark. That was great, all to your advantage. Courtney, I went to a garden party, can't please everyone, so you need to go please yourself. Rick Nelson, there you go. Silver Surfer is smiling. Hookadoo, Mary, yep. Let's see, Miles Bar, great morning, Hookadoo. Hope you in those Jeeps keep doing well. All right, JK, Alice in Wonderland Tea Garden Party, we'll find out. Bo, well, it's all right now. I learned my lesson well. I'm glad you learned it. Till then, watch the Kate Adams video with TA and PS2 from yesterday if you want to educate yourself about the cornerback position and development. I'll take that. Jacob, we just want the Lions to win the Super Bowl. I think we all do, man. All this other stuff doesn't matter. I agree. Jess, I'll admit I was wrong about Morton week 1. Glad he got it together. Yeah, probably the team had it all come together for sure. JD, J-Mo is really showing his maturity on and off the field. Yeah, 100%. You can see when he first got here who he was, who he is now. He's grown up a bit, I'd say. Bain, D-Mo, and St. Brown got a little argument in the podcast, too. Drama. It happens, man. Hookadoo, I got to take one of them up to Detroit tomorrow morning and get some work done on it. Hey, get it done. Hopefully it goes okay. Silver Server, the incredible thing, at least for somebody my age, is that these kids, although not all of them, don't think about the consequences of what they write. It doesn't cross their mind. Exclamation point. They don't care. Yeah, the dehumanization of social media, I think, is basically behind it. Let's see, Mary, Jacob, agreed. Carrie, TA will be as good as Slay, if not better. Just give him time. How many people start their first year at that position and not have problems? Not many, man. Not many at all. Until we're talking about a deleted post that was probably already addressed. It will die in the news cycle and forgotten, except by the TA haters. I don't know, man. We'll see. Again, only reference my experience. People don't forget that stuff, man. They don't forget it all. They might say, yeah, no problem, man, no problem. But they remember, and that's the problem. James, Jaden needs to find some employment instead of living and hanging out with his JMO. Might be. Miles Parker, hope it ain't too expensive. Hookadoo. JK never knew Ric Flair was part of the human trafficking babies that was stolen by a single system nurse. What? I guess I don't know anything about that, JK. Don't know anything about that at all. Bane, the rift has begun. Can it ever heal? We'll find out. Mary Smith, James Allen agreed. Silver Sir, I think JMO is friends with everybody and with T8, no biggie. Let's hope so. Hook it to about $600. It'll be fine, Miles Meyer. Till up, maybe DPS needs to pull over and lock up Jaden for a few days to express Lions fans' concerns. Well, we'll see what they do. Dre Day, even if JMO Hater isn't on the team, yeah, there you go. Jacob, the real talk is football talk. Arnold is a safety, not a cornerback. Fair enough. Silver Server, Dre Day, I am counting on you changing your mind sooner or later. Melissa and Fisher, TA will be fine. Give him time. Trust the process. MCDC knows TA better than any of us. That's not, I know I mentioned it earlier, Fisher. The coaches put him out there. So unless we think that the coaches are idiots now, I'm going to think they probably know the guy. If they don't have somebody else out there, that probably tells us they think he's one of the best corners on the team. So I don't know. We'll see what shakes. Miles Margaret, imagine going to work and finding out your brother is dissing your colleague online. Holy moly. Yep, might be accurate. Vernon, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Coach, what I would do is tell TA, take this as a challenge and take out an opposing quarterback and pick in games. Yeah, let's see if they do that. I'd be down with that. Great day. Silver Server, when his route running gets better, I'll come around. Bad media has lessened to last couple of years, but my jury is still on that for now. Fair enough. Silver Surfer is okay. We're going to do Miles Margaret. That would be what the heck moment. It would be a what the heck moment. Jim, who cares? Shake my head. Go Lions. Exclamation point. I'm done with that. James, hopefully I see many of you at the game this Sunday. Go Lions. I'm down with that. Yeah, 100% there, James. Kerry, James, I was speaking to Pro Bowl status. We'll see if we can get them to the Pro Bowl. Pat, this is how things get started. I would not know anything about this if I was not being talked to about here, if it was not being talked about here. So there's that. We are not helping the matter. No, probably not. Jacob, the indirect JMO hating is going to run him out of town like they did Barry and Megatron. Let's hope not, man. Let's hope not. Benjamin Brewer, man, been a hot minute. Williams' opinion is probably shared by many during the first half. Much to do about nothing. Very good. Jim, good morning. DC, how about that? Exclamation point. Joseph, Barry Sanders quit because Bobby Ross wanted him to run sprints. Bobby Ross was an old school military guy. Byron Thomas Arnold needed to go on special teams because he's getting burnt at corner. Miles Margaret, hi, I'm Coach Rock, enjoying the great weather. Vernon, Coach, what team rank higher on defense, us or over us? Probably there are a few teams, but not many. The Lions defense has actually played pretty well this year overall. Eric, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Back at you. Michael D. Lions signed Quentin Jefferson to the open spot on the practice squad. They did indeed. Let's see, Aaron. Cornerback is the hardest position to translate from college to the NFL. Might be true. Eric Minion, good to see you, my friend. Been a hot second. As long as JMO didn't say nothing will come of it. Let's hope so. Melissa Fisher, good morning. Eric Minion. Johnny Gas Sports, good morning. Duke Crew, exclamation point. Have a great Thursday. Same to you. Hades Fish. I would like to see the Lions add the wishbone offense to the wing T formation. For offense, we could be unstoppable. We'll see if they go with that. Ken, how much JMO's bro get paid to play football? Enough said. Ooh, well said. Shots fired. Williams, same people calling Jaden immature are calling TA trash. Could be. Aaron, it took Slay 3 years to become a good corner. It did. Ken, how much does JMO's brother get paid to play football? I feel like we said that already. Derek, now we're supposed to suppressing free speech. Don't get me wrong. He's an idiot, and I don't agree with him. But he has a right to be an idiot. He does have the right. He also has the right to have the consequences for that. So that's the problem with it, I guess. Mary, Ken Ross, WL maybe? Same old soup, just reheated. Little bro is not just a fan. He's a part of the family. Family needs to support each other. Agreed with that 1,000%. Hope learns, grows from this. Let's go with that. Eric TA played much better in the second half. I agree with that. Remember, it's just the second year. It takes 3 years for a cornerback to really lock in. Yeah, I agree with that. Gary, Ken Ross, well said. Cynthia, good morning. I don't think there's anything that could have divided the Lions. Just saying, let's hope not. I would like that. Trim Raber, have a great day, coach and crew. Woo! Exclamation point. Phil, greetings, salutations, crew. Back at you. T-Bone Lokes, hey, few days since I've seen it. TA comes across as being able to handle internet criticism. Let's hope so. Brian, TA will be just fine. I like the way you're thinking. Dominic, good morning from Texas. Good morning to you, my friend. Mary, Cynthia, good morning, Queen's sister. You are absolutely right. Silver Server, James, hopefully not. Exclamation point. I love JMO and most of all the Lions, and I believe people will come around. We know how we are. Seems like we can't wait to get on each other's case. Might be true. David, you're right, Rocky. Coach, let's see, Miles Meyer, you too, the Trim Reaper, grit, exclamation point. Trim Reaper, thank you, Miles Meyer. Shake him, football only. Let's do with that. It's Pierce. Get to Flacco. I hope we can get to Flacco early and often and get some turnovers, let alone sacks. Silver Server TA is a quality kid. He's got a great open personality, and he's one heck of an athlete. He ran that 4.5 as he were jogging. no strain at all. He will come around and be Lion love. All right. Ken, maybe Lions could hire Jaden to be a practice dummy. Ooh, there you go. Silver Surfer. And good morning to my the man, the myth, the Egyptian land. There you go. Byron Thomas, we definitely don't need Marcus back. Alaquin Muhammad is better fit next to Hutch. He had himself a heck of a game on Monday. Troy Reaper, leg drop the like button. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Cynthia, good morning, Queen Mary. Lionel, when I was young, social media consisted of AOL and dial-up. There you go. Trim Reaper. MP does not like being called a power back. All right, D Monty, there you go. William St. Brown and Monty on podcasts weren't fighting. They were they like to bust each other's the cojones. That's all. Yeah, all right, good to know. I haven't seen the podcast, so I don't know. Trim Reaper, D-Mo. Yeah, I figured out you were going with that. Theo, Brad Holmes hit another home run on this draft. Tyreek, Ratledge, Tesla, and I forget about Miles Frazier. They are going to be deep when we get Aleem, Pascal, and Rodriguez back. Yeah, hopefully we get some update on Pascal sooner versus later. I think we're all cheering him on. They haven't officially said what's going on with him. I think we're all assuming what's going on, and hopefully he's okay. Bo, happy trails, dude. Crew, all done dusted for another day. See you tomorrow. We'll see you then. Iceman, J-Mo's brother said everything Lions fans said about TA, so stop being hypocrites. Dre Day, even if it's true, Iceman, when your brother is on the team, you need to be careful how you criticize on public spaces. Yeah, sort of like, like I mentioned earlier with Patrick Mahomes' brother and stuff. I mean, just you're not doing your brother any favors. Gary, happy trails. Have a great Thursday. Stay safe. Go Lions. Woo! Back at you, Ken. Greetings, salutations, Coach Dan and the Duke crew. Another advantage to Taylor Decker taking time off. Man who gets more reps in practice. Yeah, man who gets more reps practice time to develop. Trim member Johnny Gas. Yet. Hookadoo, happy trails, Duke crew. One pride, one wine. We should be concentrating on the Browns, not Jamo's little brother. Yeah, I'm sure the team is concentrating on the game at hand. Trim Reaper, DDI, we'll find out. Michael, thanks, Coach, for another great show and all what you do. Exclamation point. One pride. Hey, thank you guys for always being here. I enjoy the crew. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. Henry Moore, have a great day, my friends. Having spam and eggs, breakfast of champs. Put some hot sauce on it, Henry. The Miles Marker, one pride, 2 and 1. We are indeed Trim River. You too, Henry. All right, guys, if there's breaking news later today, I'll get it over to you as soon as possible. If you would be so kind before checking out, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the hit all the buttons. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do something kind for somebody you don't know. And we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, all.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to the Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? Help Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?